Comedian Russell Peters slams cancel culture. All right. I'm very interested in that. This is going to be a bit of a feisty drama infused video.
So the
Keeping
whole
up with the
idea of
meme.
cancel culture, that hasn't affected anything you're doing.
The people that would be interested in canceling me were never going to buy a ticket to see me. So, and the
That
people,
is so true in a way. Also, I don't want the audience to be people who are cancel culture followers. But comedians do have a really hard time nowadays because usually comedy in stand-up is a lot of times offensive, all right? The more offended you are and the more offensive the jokes are, the more shocking, the more reaction you get, and the more reaction people get, the better it is for a stand-up comedian, you know? So a lot of time they go with culture, with people with culture, their nationalities, their gender, and these are like daily jokes. That's how you can come up with jokes. Like if you don't use all these political stuff and other things, like it's hard to make up jokes, you know? You have to offend to make a good joke as a stand-up comedian, in a way. Some people, someone. And another thing is that no matter what joke you make, someone in the world will get offended. Even if it's a harmless joke, there is always this someone who will get offended. So you better not even try. You know, why even try when there is someone who will always find a reason to get offended? And these are the people that I don't like at all. Like, these are the people that I don't want in my life. Like, if you can't take the joke, just move on, find someone else in your life.
that do buy tickets to come and see me want to hear what I do. Now, if I'm going to bow down to these invisible people of cancel culture, I'm going to lose my base and I'm not going to gain them. So what is the
You will never gain them. Yeah, they will always find something.
I got to service the people that want to hear what I have to say. There's plenty of things that offend me on a daily basis, but it doesn't mean I'm right, and it doesn't mean that it's somebody else's problem. If something bothers you, that becomes your problem. It shouldn't become the world's problem, and it shouldn't become it's for you to deal with. And the problem is we have a new generation of kids that have no coping mechanisms.
Oh,
they
so
don't know
true.
how to cope with any
So
adversity.
true.
But
That
then
is
didn't
that
Chris
is so
Rock-
true. I have to mention also one thing, like if you see, like also in real life, if you have a partner and you have a problem with your partner, and if it is something that your partner probably cannot change or it is very difficult to change, then the next thing you have to do is either to learn how to cope with it or learn how to change yourself to be able to deal with it, because you cannot always go around these problems and make others change for you. Sometimes you have to change as well.
say he doesn't like going to university campuses anymore?
None of us do.
Yeah.
No comic will do it anymore, because we're not going to play by their rules. You're ruining free speech. That's
Yeah.
why when they're trying to cancel the past, you can't cancel the past. You can't erase history. All you can do is learn from it. Because if you cancel it and you erase it,
Yeah.
it's going to repeat itself.
So
Are
true.
you friends with Dave Chappelle?
I am. I've known Dave for 27 years.
Okay. And you saw his shtick on SNL.
Yeah, it was fantastic.
Okay, interesting you should say that, because a whole group out there say he's legitimized, he's made anti-Semitism legitimate. What do you say to that?
I mean, I sent him a text after it happened. I said, Dave, on behalf of all the comics, we all quit. You nailed it.
Because?
Because he articulated exactly what people are afraid to say. And why should we be afraid to say something that, I mean, listen, like, to say the Jews run Hollywood isn't a bad thing. It's not like they run it and they're fucking it up.
And then his comments on the trans community and Ricky Gervais' comments as well. Do you think they crossed the line?
No?
No.
What did he say that was so bad, Dave?
Well, you tell me. Why do you think there's such a fuss over what he
Because
said?
we got a minority here with way too much power, wielding a lot of power, and not afraid to use it. And
True.
just because you try to shut somebody up doesn't mean what they're saying isn't valid. People really got to get out of their head out of their ass, and it's one of those things where it's like, listen, funny is funny. If you're fucking soft, don't look at it.
Exactly.
Listen, I don't like horror movies. I don't watch them.
Yeah.
It's pretty simple.
Yeah.
It's really a basic
Exactly.
thought process. It's as simple as that. Horror movies don't scare me, they bother me. You know what I do? I don't watch them.
But do you think that we're living in an environment now where people aren't able to laugh at themselves as much as they used to?
Well, then that's
Okay, that is their problem. And that is the thing, that is the biggest issue here, is that when it comes to comedy and people using you as a reference for a comedic joke or a punchline, like let's take me for example. If somebody makes fun of my height, yes, I am small, and somebody makes fun of my height, I will laugh with them because I know I'm small and there is nothing I can do about it, and I live my life knowing that I'm small and I deal with it. All right, and I see actually good parts about me being small more than bad parts. It's not something that makes me wake up every day like, oh, I'm small, what am I gonna do? Like, and then if somebody makes a joke and makes me laugh, even if it is on my expense, I will still laugh and I would like credit him for it and be like, good one. And then I will try my best to come up with something funny about that person as well. And then if that person laughs about it, I will feel like the biggest success ever. Like it will make me so happy to make someone else laugh as well. What is wrong with that? It's like, I feel like they are very weak people who cannot make jokes or listen about jokes about themselves, who cannot take a troll, who always get offended as if it's stand-up comedy, brother. It's his job to make people laugh. Even if it is on your expense, if others laughed about you, and you know that you put a smile on their face, you succeeded. There is no harm done. You move on with life. It's not like he is preaching for people to bully and hate, okay? Like, I am sure if he saw a transgender being abused, he will stand for it and fight and try to find peace between two people or whatever, He will try to protect the transgender. Like, that is a good person. But at the end of the day, if he laughs about it, it's not bullying. It's not the same. It is not the same.
It's not my problem. Then we're looking at a very bleak future. The more serious people get, the worse the future looks.
If there is no, like, if you cannot make a joke about anyone or anything anymore, because people get offended, like butterflies. Like, what are you? I can't. I literally can't, man. Even on my streams sometimes, or the people I hang out with, and I make a joke and I hear them getting offended, I'm like, okay, like, I don't want to talk with you anymore because, like, I don't want to tiptoe around you. It's too much work. I will hang out with the people who can take my jokes because I'm not changing that. Like, I'm gonna joke, that's who I am. That's the thing. I'm sorry, not sorry.